Hello, I am Maha from TE22. For my video presentation assignment, I will demonstrate how to perform a hypothesis test to validate a claim about a population mean found in the internet. Without further ado, let's identify the claim we will perform a hypothesis test on. Over here in this article, a claim was made that most people who like drinking coffee consumes 2 espresso shots per cup on average. Therefore, the next step is to identify the null hypothesis, H0, and the alternative hypothesis, H1. The null hypothesis is the claim that the population mean of espresso shots consumed by people who like coffee is 2. The alternate hypothesis is the claim we make that differs from the null hypothesis. In this case, my alternative hypothesis shall be that most people who like drinking coffee will consume an average of more than 2 espresso shots per cup. I chose this as my alternative hypothesis because I wanted to know if the claim is reliable. Before conducting the hypothesis testing for mean, it is essential to collect at least 30 data through a public survey to use the central limit theorem. Hence, I opened a Microsoft form to acquire people's preferences on the number of shots they add to their coffee usually. At the moment, there are 33 people who chose the option that they like coffee, so we identify this as the sample size. Furthermore, to determine the sample mean, we add up all the preferred number of shots from each response and divide it by the total sample size by using this Excel formula. Equals average B6 to B38. This means that all of the numbers from cells B6 to 38 will be added up together and divided by 33 to find the sample mean. Next, we will find the sample standard deviation of the data. Note that this time we use stdev.s and not p because we are dealing with sample data. Afterwards, I need to compute the test statistic. The formula we will use to find the test statistic is given by T0 equals to sample mean minus population mean whole thing divided by sample standard deviation over square root of sample size. I chose to use t-test because sample size is more than 30 and the population standard deviation sigma is unknown. Hence, I used sample standard deviation S to estimate and use t-test as a test statistic. In Excel, we will key in bracket C6 minus F6 divided by whole thing D6 over square root E6 close bracket for the test statistic. Once I am done with computing the test statistic, we'll then find the p-value next. The p-value will determine whether if there is sufficient evidence to reject the claim that people who like coffee consumes 2 espresso shots per cup on average. Remember, it is sufficient if p-value is less or equal to significance level, and insufficient if p-value obtained is more than significance level. In Excel, we will then key in t.dis.rt bracket g6, e6 minus 1 as it is a one-tilt test. G6 is the test statistic and E6 is the sample size. After p-value is computed, we notice that p-value is less than 5% significance level, hence there is enough evidence to reject the null hypothesis. Over here, we will also need to calculate the confidence interval for mean. It tells us the range of values we believe the true population mean of espresso shots is likely to be. In order to find the range of values, we first need to compute the margin of error. However, in Excel, I will use confidence t as sigma is unknown. I6 is alpha, D6 is sample standard deviation, and E6 is sample size. Last but not least, we need to find the confidence interval at 95%. To equate the lower limit, we key in C6 minus C12. C6 is defined as the sample mean, while C12 is defined as the margin of error E. Consequently, to obtain the upper limit, we key in C6 plus C12. Therefore, as seen by the result, at 5% significance level, we can say that most people who like drinking coffee consumes 2 shots per cup on average, and that the true population mean of espresso shots lies between 1.99 to 2.62 espresso shots. Thank you!